Amnesty International awarded the independent media of Burma with an award for journalism under threat on June 2nd. The event took place in the United Kingdom. Amnesty International gave this honor to the collective media of journalists reporting news about Burma. Since there is tight control on press coverage in the country, journalists often take great risks in reporting. Many journalists have been imprisoned, tortured, and killed. T. Kumar is a lawyer at Amnesty International based in Washington, D.C. He says that it is important to recognize the journalists who work for fighting freedom of the press.
Freedom of press and independence of journalism is fundamentally important to have any free society anywhere in the world. The best watchdogs are the journalists, because they are the eyes and ears of what's happening in the country. In the absence of journalism, you will find a society being decayed and controlled, and the society will become ineffective to function as a society.
T. Kumar says that currently legitimacy is lacking in the Burmese elections. He urges the military regime to have freedom of demonstration, freedom of assembly, and a free press in order to have a legitimate election of 2010.
And it's in their own interest to open the country so that their own elections will look upon as fair and free, to some extent that others will accept.
Amnesty International recorded a chronology of reports of torture and human rights abuses in more than 100 countries. Burma is one of them. The International Criminal Court had charged al-Bashir of Sudan of war crimes and genocide, but had not charged the Burmese military regime with human rights violations for ethnic cleansing or cruelty against humanity. Mr. Kumar explains.
The International Criminal Court so far did not take any action on Burma. But that does not mean it will not take action in the future. Usually it takes some time. There should be evidence that war crimes or crimes against humanity has actually taken place in Burma. Then the court will look into it.
As for the elections, Mr. Kumar says it's still too early to make any predictions.
Still, the Burmese military government can make a change to move in the right direction. We have seen Indonesia about 10 years ago, same military situation. And when it opened up, they were able to move in the right direction. Now, in Southeast Asia, Indonesia is one of the freest. So let's be optimistic, because it's good that something is happening.
Kaylin, Voice of America, Washington, D.C.